Hi guys, this is ZM Go Blue. Welcome back to the channel. Back at it, trying to spread the good word. I just had something happen that I have been trying to accomplish for 5 or 6 months. And I'm not ready to say exactly what that is yet. But what I will say is that it required me going all in. It required me to go all in and accomplish something. And it just got me thinking, what would have happened if I would have listened to people about playing it safe? Take the safe play. Don't do this. Don't do that. Well, how are you going to afford this? How are you going to do that? And I have a quote that I think is going to be very helpful about going all in. I have my 75 hard journal right here. I told you guys I was journaling and all that. I wrote it down in here. When you said I'm all in, were you really all in? Let me tell you what the price of being all in is. Early mornings, late nights, being misunderstood, having very few friends, being your own cheerleader. Are you those things? That quote is from Tim Grover. And Tim Grover is Russell Wilson, Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan's personal trainer. If anyone knows what it takes to be all in on something, that man does. He saw Michael Jordan work his way to 6 titles. He was also his trainer when, Michael Jordan went and played baseball. All in. You will have people that say that's not going to work. Even members in my own family. When I said, hey, I'm going to do the 75 hard program again for the second time, even members in my own family said, why are you going to do that? You've already done that. Do something else. Now, what would have happened if I would have listened to them? I wouldn't be here talking to you. Think about that. I would not be here talking to you if I would have made the decision to listen to someone and not go all in on myself. Have enough perseverance, have enough guts, have enough willpower and drive to go all in. I'm not saying don't be smart. You need to be smart. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. Nothing changes, nothing changes. You know, you have to be willing to go all in. 75 hard. It requires you to go all in. The first time I did the program, once again, people in my own family, I don't know if you can do that. That's a big task. I remember those conversations. It's not like I went and told everybody, but the people that I did communicate this with, that's an awful lot. I don't know if you can do that. You know? And I remember that when it's, I live in Michigan, when it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I have to go do my outdoor workout before work and it's snowing outside and there's snow up to my ankles and I'm laying next to my girlfriend in bed. She's nice and warm. That pillow's nice and soft. Did I want to go run? No. But I told myself I was all in. Zero options mentality. I am doing this. You cannot listen to what other people have to say, because if they can't do it, they think you can't do it. If they can't do something, they don't think you should be able to either. Do not put your limitations to someone else's expectations. You are far stronger, more capable of anything that you could even imagine. But realistically, if you want to accomplish anything, you have to go all in. Be smart. Once you decide to go all in on something, it changes your perspective of life. It changes your risk-taking ability. So once you have been smart and figured out what you want to accomplish, what you want to do, don't just dip a toe. Don't just be like, okay, I'm going to try this. No. Amazing things only happen when you push your chips to the table and say, I'm in. Let's go. And I'm not quitting. I'm going to bust my ass. I am going to get my shit together. I am going to figure this out because I am worth it. My life is worth it. My bank account's worth it. I want to do better in life. Go all in. Think about the consequences. Think about it. If you don't go all in on something, where are you going to be? It doesn't matter what anyone says. This is your life. It's your life. It's not your mother's. It's not your cousin's. It's not your significant other's. It's yours. You know, before I did the 75 Hard program the first time, I thought about doing it before, the first time, and I was, dating somebody, and she would stay over at my place on a semi-regular basis, and I said, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to start setting my alarm for 4 in the morning, and I am going to start working out because I want to get better. I want to look better. To this day, I remember the response that she gave me. The response was, you're not setting that alarm at 4 o'clock, so it's going to wake me up. I said, okay. I tried to compromise a little bit with it. And I said, well, I'll just sleep in the other room. We'll start out cuddling, do whatever, I'll sleep in the other room. And she goes, well, no, I don't want to stay over here if you're not going to be, laying next to me. And I said, so basically you're saying that I can't better myself because it would wake you up early for a moment so you can roll over and go back to sleep. Does that sound like a supportive partner, number one? But number two, does that sound like you're going all in? I let that happen to myself, so I ended up not doing the program then. So I wasted, just off that instance alone, I wasted another 2 years of my life putting off doing 75 Hard, doing that program, all because one person didn't want to get woken up early. Don't listen to those dumbasses. They're going to sit there and be 20 pounds heavier 3 years from now. They're still going to be struggling financially. They're not going to accomplish anything. And you're sitting here worried about what other people think. When you actually go all in on something, you don't care. You say, I am doing this. That's the difference. The 75 Hard program makes you understand and realize what it is like to go all in, push your chips in all the way to the middle. And sometimes you lose. I'm not perfect. I've had my fair share of disappointments as well. But guess what? I just accomplished it. I just accomplished something after 5 or 6 months of hard work at it. So, don't sit there and tell me that all in doesn't work. Or you don't have the time. You don't have the money. I don't have the energy. My back hurts. I can't go all in. My back hurts. You know, at the gym today, I did shoulders today at the gym, and then I did 2 miles on the row machine with the setting all the way up to 10. So it took 2 miles took me about 9.5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes or something. I went all in on the row machine. I went all in on my shoulder workout today, and I have a torn rotator cuff on my right shoulder. I went all in. You know, when I was doing my shoulder raises, it hurt, but I went all in. And, you know, I was supposed to have surgery on that shoulder a while ago, and I chose not to. I chose to do it myself by lifting weights, by mobility training. I went all in on it. Instead of taking, 3 or 4 months off work from having rotator cuff shoulder surgery. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not sitting my ass around for months just because my shoulder hurts. I'm going all in. That's the only way shit gets done in your life. Do not dip a toe. Go all in. That's the fastest and best way for confidence and actual results in your life. I promise. Thanks for tuning in.